What is the most valuable luxury brand? You might be thinking Savage X Fenty. Making Rihanna a billionaire during a pandemic is an indication of the valuable nature of her luxury brand. True, but what makes a brand valuable? It is the annual dollar contribution to the overall business value of their parent company. With Amazon being the most valuable brand globally, we have decided to narrow in on luxury. Here are the 10 most valuable luxury brands of all time. 10. PRADA. There is not a single person who loves fashion and luxury and doesn't know Miranda Presley's character. There is a scene in The Devil Wears Prada where she asks her creative team for ideas on their spring collection. That scene produced a meme that pops up every spring to date. A member of the team suggested floral designs. Miranda, played by Meryl Streep, sarcastically said, "Florals for spring." Groundbreaking. The snide but classy way she rejected all the ideas made the scene and Miranda iconic. But before the devil decided to wear Prada, the Italians did, including the royal family of Italy, who have been customers of the $3.5 billion brand since 1913. The collections comprise travel trunks, jewelry, handbags, clothing, and other fine goods. 9. Burberry. Thomas Burberry started this brand in 1856 when he was 21 years old. Today, the outdoor attires brand has grown into a luxury brand offering so much more. Burberry is the inventor of the waterproof gabardine material, which is tough and iconic. This British brand is the one brand every celebrity has stepped out in. It is pretty easy to spot them due to their impressive stand-out material and designs. This brand has been worn by Beyoncé, Barack Obama, and Queen Elizabeth II. It is not difficult to sell to anyone after the Queen of England has publicly endorsed your brand by wearing your clothes. Burberry is worth $4.7 billion. 8. Yves Saint Laurent. Yves Saint Laurent is owned by the international luxury group Kering, who also owns Puma and other French brands. The ownership started in 1999, and before that, it was co-founded and managed by Yves Saint Laurent in 1961. The ready-to-wear apparel has moved from being a men's and women's quick fix to a global luxury brand. Its named co-founder used to be the apprentice of Christian Dior before shifting into his world of creative excellence. Yves Saint Laurent is credited for popularizing the tuxedo suit for women's trends and setting new trails with the beatnik look. Yves Saint Laurent is worth $5 billion. 7. Christian Dior. French luxury brand Dior has left its mark on the fashion industry. Since its introduction in 1946, the Paris-based fashion house has cautioned the wind as they turn outlooks we haven't seen before. In 1947, the new look by Christian Dior himself showcased women in a different aesthetic. The new look featured radically feminine looks for the 40s. The jackets in the collections were tight-fitting, the skirts were full and flowy, and the waist of these then modern women was cinched as they did in Victorian corsets. Since 2017, the company has become a part of LVMH, another luxury group with its brands on the Paris securities market. Now, Christian Dior, commonly known as Dior, retails jewelry, leather goods, makeup, skincare products, and fragrances. The brand is valued at $5.12 billion. 6. Cartier. In 1848, during the French Revolution, Louis-François Cartier bought a workshop that belonged to his watchmaker master. He worked on timepieces, and then a decade later, he launched a boutique. The line was no longer timepieces, but an extensive line of high-end jewelry. The brand has not stopped growing since then. Sons and grandsons of Cartier have continued to expand the business whenever it's their turn. In 1917, the company got its U.S. headquarters in New York. The brand has not stopped delivering on its line of fine jewelry to this day. Cartier is worth $5.21 billion, and it is owned by a luxury goods parent company in Switzerland, Compagnie Financière Richemont. 5. Rolex. The Swiss know a thing or two about luxury. We have to give them that. Although Rolex was not founded in Switzerland, that is where it is based. Hans Wilsdorf founded the Rolex company in London at the age of 24. The choice of name was from an interesting observation. He noted that the choice of name will fit perfectly on a timepiece and could be easily pronounced in any language. And we agree. The name is accessible and looks good. Rolex started with waterproof watches and self-winding wristwatches. Some decades ago, the luxury watch brand started making aviation and deep-sea diving timepieces. The Hans Wilsdorf Foundation now manages Rolex in Geneva. The brand is worth $8.4 billion. 4. Gucci. The brand Gucci is a worldwide leader in luxury goods. It all started in 1920 in Florence. Then, Gucci was a leather goods and accessories brand. Slowly, the market demand encouraged the brand to branch into ready-to-wear apparel and fragrances. That was a success as the brand was already gaining global recognition. In the 90s, Tom Ford became Gucci's creative director and gave it its youthful vibrancy and colorful aesthetic as we know it to be today. Tom Ford had worked with St. Laurent in the past. Coincidentally, Gucci and Yves St. Laurent are all under the Kering Group. Gucci is valued at $27.24 billion, making 8% more gains through the pandemic. 3. Hermes. The first ready-to-wear fashion item that Hermes introduced was a square silk scarf. That was a century into their existence. The company was founded in 1837 and served European noble houses. Their French showroom made saddles and harnesses. From the scarf, the brand expanded to become what we all know it to be. The high-fashion brand is now one of the most valuable and respected luxury fashion brands in the world. Hermes retails jewelry, watches, fragrances, purses, and ready-to-wear clothing. This legendary name in fashion and lifestyle is worth $33.01 billion. 2. Chanel. It is impossible not to know Coco Chanel. The brand is renowned in every sense of the word. Once you hear Chanel, you know that the conversation is about luxury. Gabrielle Chanel founded this brand in 1910 on the streets of Paris to make hats. Her creations soon became popular, especially for famous actresses of that time. That was what established her name before she released the Chanel No. 5 fragrance. The fragrance is still yet to be beaten when it comes to it. It remains the best scent in the world. Chanel is now worth $37.01 billion. 1. Louis Vuitton. Paris-based Louis Vuitton started as a traveling trunk maker. The trunks in 1854 were not as airtight and lightweight as Vuitton made his. That got him the attention. As is with every brand, they are no longer known for their iconic trunks. Today, they have apparel, shoes, jewelry, handbags, traveling bags, and fragrances. The company is under the LVMH Luxury Group Holdings. Louis Vuitton is the most valuable fashion brand today with $52 billion. The luxury goods industry has many valuable name brands across various items. These companies' pricing and marketing strategies are targeted at the top 1% of the world's affluent population and those who want to rub shoulders with them. Are you a fan of any of these brands? Which items of these brands do you own or wish to own? Please leave your thoughts and comments below.